Here's your puzzle of the week. It is black to play and win. So this game was played in the German Bundesliga in February 2026. So the Bundesliga is the German National League. And two very strong players. We have Nikolas Theodorou, young Greek player. You can see there his rating is 2646. And he's playing the highly experienced Ukrainian Grandmaster Pavel Eljanov. Now I'm going to just go back a couple of moves. Remember, it's black to play and win. But if we just come back to this position, Theodorou played king d3. The bishop went to a6. King e3. The bishop came back to b7 to guard the d5 pawn. Then knight b5. Bishop a6. Now, if Theodorou wants, he can play the knight back to c3, and that'll be repeating the position. But at this point, he decided that fortune favours the bold and leapt forward with the knight. But this was not a good decision. So, black to play. What did Eljanov play next? Black to play and win. Well, here we go with the solution. If you played rook c2, this is not the best. Now, it does threaten mate in 1. But white makes room for the king with f4. So if there's a check, the king steps to the side. Now, if g4, then again, after f5, the king has room. So after rook e2 check, king f4, in fact, there's no danger. And crucially, the knight covers e4. So the question is, can you improve on that variation? Well, I'm sure this next move came as a surprise. Rook c6. Attacking the knight. The knight has to move. Theodorou played knight takes f7. And only then rook c2. So what's the difference between this position and the position with the knight on d6? Well, okay, it's the same that rook e2 mate is threatened. But in this case, if f4, g4 covers f3, so rook e2 mate threatened. Now after f5, in this case, rook e2 and rook e4 is checkmate. That's the difference. The knight is no longer on d6, so the e4 square is available for the rook, and that's checkmate. Ooh, nasty. So the king is caught in a mating net. In the game, Theodorou played knight takes pawn, and then f4. Now, g4 is not going to work this time because of f5, and the king can escape. Let me just show that very quickly. After this, you can see the king comes to g5. But instead, well, Eljanov's technique was excellent. Instead, he played bishop c4, so that is just rock solid. Rook takes a5. Now, he didn't even bother taking on a2. He gave a check first, pushing the king back. Then took on f5. Rook takes pawn. So if bishop takes, then king takes rook. But f3, in fact, black is completely secure here. And rook a3. So that threatens to advance the pawn. King d2. Rook takes pawn check. And bishop d5. So there we go. That bishop is just rock solid in the middle of the board. Protects the pawn on f3, and black will win with the extra piece and that dangerous passed pawn as well. Here Theodorou resigned. So let's just go back here. The correct solution is rook c6, pushing the knight away, and only then rook c2. If you want to see more puzzles, then do check out the link to chesspuzzle.net.